John Gonzano of the Oregonian just came out with a 4-part series. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I guess first I'll just ask, is there a general response to that? Because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I had a chance to read John's pieces, and respect the role of the media. I certainly respect particularly the role of opinion journalists, and people are entitled to their take. There's a lot of that out there these days. I think there's a lot of mischaracterizations in it. And I know we're challenging to follow because we're unique as a conference in that we're a conference on the one hand, but when it comes to certainly looking at financial results and headcount, we're actually a media company as well. And the way all that gets reported is all together, and it's very hard to parse. We do it internally with our members, and what I can tell you is that we're confident, and I know our members are confident, that we operate very efficiently and that we are aligned in our strategy going forward. So, we know where we're going. We're very confident with who we are, how our presidents measure success, how our ADs measure success, how we measure success, and that's what matters.
Just a couple follow-ups on that. One, I think the biggest talking point was a lot of the quote lavish spending, particularly on the rent they're looking at that maybe wasn't so efficient. And on top of that, so that's part one. The second part is you said there were some mixed mischaracterizations. Can you speak specifically to what those were?
Well, we don't have enough time for me to go through all the mischaracterizations, but certainly in terms of the rent, that's a great example. I know it's very hard for someone to understand what the costs are and what the rent costs and the headcounts are for a media company, for ESPN, around an SEC network, for Fox, around a Big Ten network, for local RSNs, but trying to look at the amount of square footage that we've got, the head count, the rental expense, and compare it to another conference is just not an apples to apples comparison, because we've got 131 people, all kinds of studio space. So it's just not, it's kind of hard to even respond to if you don't kind of understand that those are two fundamentally different things. It's an opinion, but it doesn't really resonate with us. We go through a very rigorous process internally with our members, athletics directors, university CFOs, our presidents and chancellors. We've got an audit and finance committee that regularly reviews, as do we, our expenses. We compare them to other conferences vis-a-vis the conference operations. And then separately, we look at the costs of running the TV network and compare that to information and data we have with peers that run TV networks. And what I can say with absolute confidence is not only are we comparable with other conferences in terms of conference operations, but we're very, very efficient. And what we do for the amount it spends to run the TV network compared to peers is admirable.